Hi guys, we are back with another amazing, unedited, unscripted, and almost an hour-long podcast. This is Ashish and this is Komal. So Ashish, how are you feeling that we are recording after so long?
It is always good, the best part of my week, and I'm having fun. In the last one we thought that man, I'm way too much chilled out and laid back and I'm relaxing way too much, but it turned out that it is one of my favorite podcasts. I had a lot of fun in that one, so I'm going to do more of that. But every now and then you're going to find a feisty Ashish Ranjan speaking in rapid
Maybe
paces.
you are rushing into the screen, I feel
Yeah.
so. You should maintain this.
Okay.
Yeah, we should be at the par.
All right, Miss Perfectionist. Let's go ahead. What are we going to talk about?
So basically, I wanted to say that every podcast, whatever we record, the new one, it becomes the favorite one.
Correct.
Right?
No doubt. I do not know if it is favorite for the fans or not, but definitely it is the favorite for me.
Maybe
and
we are
you.
speaking and we are engaging. That's why. Because for a speaker, it becomes engaging. We don't know about the audience, but the love they are showing, that is impeccable.
Yeah. So, like, I know that you do not consume a lot of podcasts, right? Apart from this. But I'm a big time podcast guy. You know, whenever I work out and all, also, I always listen to podcasts and all. So, from a viewer's perspective, I know that it is fun for them as well. You know why? Because it almost feels like you're part of the conversation. So yeah, you cannot really say over there, but in the live sessions, a lot of chats are going on as well. But when the crowd goes higher and higher, the speakers can't really listen or the podcaster can't really react to everyone. But yeah, nonetheless, the speakers are interacting, but the audience does feel like they are part of conversations. Especially that is the reason why I started podcast. Yeah.
Yes, it feels engaging, it feels entertaining, and
Yeah.
it's a kind of surreal experience, right?
Surreal experience, yes, that is true. And that is the reason, like, it is chilled out, unedited. There's not a lot of masala over here, and that is the reason that I like podcast.
You're gonna find the crude and the rawness and the originality. It's not about that. Isko nahi dekha to tum pachtaoge. It's not that kind of stuff. Isko nahi bhi dekha tab bhi chalega.
Back when I was in ISRO, no, we used to have so much fun using this line. So we used to say that ye nahi kiya to paida hona barbad hua, something like that.
You fumble.
Yeah, I fumbled because I don't really remember what it was, but along the same line that if you do not do this, then taking birth was useless. Something along the line.
Now Ashish is more flexible with English, right?
Yeah.
Instead of Hindi, I feel.
No, it's not like that. You know what is the most difficult part? Converting from Hindi to English midway. Like I'm speaking in English and then मैंने हिंदी में बोलना start कर दिया all along the way. It is always going to be difficult. And that is something that I still struggle with.
But for people, like for specifically people who try to, emulate American's accent. So I believe they try to mix Hindi and by the way, you must
see,
it's like that.
Hindi, the actual Hindi is lost. 100%. So back when I was in ISRO, no, there was one class by a Hindi person. I think that we have talked about this before. So he came out and said Shuddh Hindi. 2 to 3 straight up pure Hindi. Nobody was able to understand. Even the native Hindi speakers, they were not able to understand. And then he read out few of the news articles and the headlines that they are using currently. They are using straight up Hindi English words in their Hindi sentences.
Yeah, I've heard so many people saying this. I thought did this.
Yeah. Yeah, that is something that definitely is not professional. If you're speaking professional English, then I don't think that you should bring out Hindi words over there.
Yeah, also with Hindi, like you should not mix it up.
Yeah.
If you are speaking Hindi, so it should be Hindi. Apart from the words which cannot be converted, some English words and some technical words which cannot be converted into Hindi. So apart from that, you should be you should limit yourself to that language only. Otherwise, it sounds weird. On a professional basis.
Yeah, so
informally it can work.
There are some Hindi words that the Britishers actually took in their dictionary. Like for example, loot. Loot was a Hindi word and it is taken in their language.
Yep.
In a similar manner, like doctor and all, it is very common for people to even speak in Hindi, right? But it is not actually a Hindi word. Nobody actually says chikitsak, correct?
Yeah, there is also one word, pariah something.
Pariah?
Yeah, and that is also to isolate that person.
There are multiple words that...
I don't know the history behind it, but there is one word,
yeah.
pariah, and I don't know how it gets pronounced, but most probably it gets pronounced like that only.
Yeah. So you can just search there every year, bunch of words getting added to the Oxford Dictionary, which are having origins other than English language. So
like derive is derived from Latin.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay. Now
I've heard that in a gaming app. Nowadays I'm playing that app where
Magoosh,
some words, Magoosh app where words get thrown up, and
that is a great app.
You need to find the meaning, and if you get wrong over there, they'll try to remind you by again giving it up, again popping it up. So what happened, like I read it over there, like they write some sentences also. That is very nice. They'll give you pronunciation with every word. They'll give you 4 options. First of all, you have to choose that what can be the synonym, and apart from that, then if you get it correct, then what will happen, you'll get the pronunciation, a sentence with it, and also the meaning,
and level keeps on increasing.
The level keeps on. It's very interesting app. You should go for it.
Definitely. Like a huge part of what I do is speaking, and rest of what I do is writing, and both the cases obviously more vocabulary can be helpful for you. So I'm also trying to use that. Obviously it's not a sponsored. That Magoosh is way too famous. You can find it. Most of it is free, I think, and what we are using is obviously as well free.
I'm also feeding those words in your mind. Asking you properly, that what is the meaning of this. Komal
have I think 10 times the amount of word that is in my head. She always goes through it, so she has a lot of them. But I have actually talked for 5 hours 6 hours straight up using the basic words. And a lot of times people come to me and they tell me that I am having problem of vocabulary, and because of which when I speak, I'm not getting the words. Then I told them that generally what I tell them is that you listened to me for the last 2 hours or so, but you got all the thoughts that I was trying to convey, right? Now, I conveyed all the thoughts that the words I used over there were already in your head. That is how you were able to understand. That means that you can talk for 2 hours as well using the simple words. So most of the time, vocabulary is not the problem over there. What I call it as lacking of word is another problem, that even the words that you have in your head, that will not come up when you demand for that in the spot where it is required, because you are not used to that. You're not able to utilize it at point. Right?
If anybody comes up to you for vocabulary suggestions, then direct that person to me.
That is true. But that is the thing, that vocabulary is going to make your speaking or writing much more artistic. There's absolutely no doubt about it. If you're going to write a book, you cannot do it with basic vocabulary, or you're going to give a tremendously good speech, then it is not going to be with basic language. But for communication basis, you just need basic words.
Like the one word only, we discovered that today only. There was one word that if we say I was disappointed, and if someone say I was crestfallen. So there is one, you can say the sexiness and the style. You can feel it, because
definitely.
It's all about how stylish you feel while speaking any language. It's not about English specifically. It's about any. Also in Hindi, when you try to use proper and the
any
pure
language.
words, you feel sexy, you feel stylish. I feel so. You feel confident.
The problem is though, when those are not generally used words and people can't really get what you're trying to say. The common person will not be able to understand what you're saying. So then it becomes a communication gap, and it becomes a pause in between. Then what are you going to expect? That is he going to open up a dictionary and find out?
It's not, you can't use that with your friends.
That is for
maybe for, you know what, like maybe you are forcing that person to Google it out. It can also be the case.
Correct.
Sometimes I catch some words while hearing some speeches, and I've heard it from somewhere maybe. Then I'll try to search it up. And then that's how I get used to so many words.
Yes, that is true. All I'm saying is that is not going to work for a general kind of audience in a seminar or so.
Agree.
If you have a very intellectual crowd, for example, you are giving a speech in Oxford University or something like that, then obviously you are going to sound much more professional if you do that.
Yes.
And it adds a beauty, like it is ornaments that you're decorating your speeches with.
Exactly.
And that can be done in many sense, by the way. So for example, you just use great words, but you don't use your voice that much. So you increase the pace, you decrease the pace, you add the pauses, in the correct positions, and that creates a different kind of beauty as well.
Yeah, it's amalgamation basically.
Yeah, it is amalgamation basically, the real toxification. Let us promote our taglines even further. By the way, that was not planned at all.
Yes.
We were going to talk about, that is what happened in the last podcast as well. I think that we should drop the idea of planning at all.
Yeah.
By the way, today we did not plan at all because Komal has been going through so much current affair these days that she's like, that is just like child's play for me. I can talk about 10 different topics right now.
I can talk about anything now. I'm so much well versed.
By the way, before we begin, there's a new course that I launched. That is the Master Communicator. I'm not going to plunge a lot of information right now, but it is a short kind of course, kind of different from art of speaking. It's just a 4-hour course, much more cheaper as well. We are going to talk more about that at the end. Also, Komal, you were not aware of this, but I'm going to give you a number. You pick any number and I multiply it with 2, and that's the percentage of discount that I give to all of those who reach the end of it. Okay?
Okay.
Think about it. Now, meanwhile, what do you want to start with?
You're gonna multiply it by 2.
Yeah.
I have to do it right now or afterwards.
You think about it. At the end, I'm going to ask.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
That's very interesting. That's what my definition should be.
Yeah, Ashish is very interesting and full of creativity. I don't know how he comes up with such brilliant and such out of the box ideas.
It was not out of the box though, what I said.
No, it was out of box only. Like everybody comes up with the discount codes and like that. But this was something creative.
Okay. If you say 50% though, then I have to give all the courses for free.
Don't worry.
All right, we'll see. Okay. Let's go.
I'm the co-founder.
She's the co-founder, so she has some stakes over here.
Yeah, so I'll take care of everything.
All right. By the way, these days, as you know, that the cost and all are increasing. The main reason why, because today only I was sitting in a reunion with some of the students from first batch, and I asked them what was the fees, and they said 1,000 rupees. And I said, wow, that is like a one call 15 minutes thing that I do now. And now the cost is around 4,000, right? That is 4 times. But the main reason for that is that I have to hire a lot of people. And because I have to pay web developers, the editors, and a lot of things has to go over there. That is the thing.
Also, I realized that with so many coaching things happening around me nowadays, and I'm taking so many courses to groom myself up. So I realized that Ashish fee is very less as compared to other courses.
All right. Thank you. Now, the promotion should not continue anymore, or it will take...
No, I felt that it may be much for students like us, like people who are still studying, but later on I realized that the quality matters and people are trying to keep the quality and they are keeping the price according to them, and that's good.
Yeah. I just have fun. For example, the reunions that I have,
just now we had one reunion.
Yeah. So that is like months and months, and soon it is going to be years after you have done the one-time payment, and you're still getting the guidance, you're still getting the communication, the committee and all that. So it is more like, what is the platform and the community that I want to build, filled with speaking enthusiasts. I always am very surprised to find people who are also interested in developing their speaking skill, and that is what I learn and grow as well. Correct? Okay. What topic shall we start with?
You tell. I have so many in my pockets. You tell me.
Israel versus Palestine is kind of old, and most of the people have a good idea about it. But
a lot of people do not. Okay, let's leave it.
There were some other topics as well. Some interesting one, like pension. What was that about?
Pension scheme for people who are dependents on COVID-19 victims.
All right. Yeah, children, right?
Children also, and for a particular bracket who are who have lost someone, the earning member of their family.
Correct.
Yeah.
So for example, I've even heard cases like both the mother and father actually expired and the kid is somewhere around very young, 2 to 3 years old.
Yeah, so what is happening, that government has come up with these pension schemes that after they'll turn 18, they'll give them monthly stipend.
All right.
And after they'll turn 23, they'll give them a fund of 10 lakh rupees.
10 lakh rupees.
Also, till they turn 18, they'll be granted 5 lakh rupees health insurance.
Right.
So these all are things.
That is pretty good. 10 lakh can actually afford a private college for you to get your graduation, right?
So that's good. Also, they'll be getting monthly stipend. So that is also nice. And also they are getting their health insurance done because you know what happened? The COVID hit us abruptly. It happened out of blue. right? Nobody expected that COVID would happen. And people who have lost someone close to them, and someone whose their life was dependent on, and children also who got orphaned, right? So there is no fault of them, right? So basically this kind of pension schemes should be like, it should be massive, it should be more in number, I think, with the time passing by.
Correct.
And also I think one more thing which I wanted to say is that awareness. The thing is that you didn't know about this topic, right?
No.
So the thing is that people are not aware about it properly. So it should be implemented properly. It should be implemented in the same way, and the awareness should happen in the same way, so that everybody come to know about this and everybody gets familiar with it. Because what will happen sometimes, like, so that you can take a step and you can give back to the society. Maybe in neighborhood you are seeing any child who got orphaned because of this COVID situation. So you can help them connect with the NGOs. And
so it is 100% implemented?
I don't know about the implementation, but they have passed, so obviously that will be implemented.
Yeah, guys, if you're on YouTube, then if you have some information regarding this, you can put in the comment section. Maybe others can read that through, and we are going to pin it if it is.
I think it has been granted, so obviously the time they'll, because these all schemes are after 18 or after 23, and health insurance.
I did not get a clear picture. So till the kid is 18 years old, he's going to get, or she's going to get, how much amount, monthly kind of or yearly kind of?
After 18, they'll be getting monthly stipend.
Monthly stipend of?
Monthly stipend, that is not mentioned.
All right.
But a fund of rupees 10 lakh
one time
will be granted after they turn 23.
For their education also.
And also I think there will be flexibility in loans and all.
Okay.
Very much flexibility.
All right. What about before 18?
Before 18, like, I didn't have any idea. I didn't research that much. But that's why I came with this topic, that what you can do if you are seeing any childhood in your society or in your neighborhood. So you can help them connect with the proper NGO and the reliable one, the trusted one. Make sure that you are sending them to the proper NGO, so that the basic education, because that is free.
By
like
the way, one more
like
thing,
that,
if you need our help in something like that, then feel free to approach us. Our mail will be down in the description box, because we are going to help as well. Right?
Exactly.
Okay. A lot of people don't know, but we are trying to start something good over here as well.
Yeah, we're trying to think something so that we can give back to the society. We are trying to think some ways. And
we should do more study on this, because we can find a lot of people over here as well, right?
But basically the thing is, my main agenda
that
was
it
not
exists.
my main agenda was not the proper detailing. My main agenda was that what we can do, that we are not aware of it. So through this podcast you became aware of this, and what you can do on your part, that you can check on your neighborhood, and if someone, maybe through your friends, if you come to know that someone is victim of such situations, so you can just help them sending to NGOs, and the reliable one and the good ones, where you think that they can be taken good care of.
Yeah, connected to this awareness only, there's one more thing that you were talking about the other day, that a lot of girls might not be aware about that partition one, no? That the whatever asset your parents have, now it is a legal obligation to give some to the girl as well.
Act.
Yeah.
Hindu Succession Act 1956 or 58.
Yeah. So to be exact. Now, so far what happened is that the whole asset and all of the parents used to go to the boy.
Boy only. Yeah.
Now, few people might be knowing that now the girls are also supposed to get it. Fewer would be knowing that even though you did not get it, just the fact that you're alive and you're a girl, you can still go and claim it. What has already gone to the son, right? Yeah, that is again another thing, which awareness, that what you digged up is that a lot of people were not aware that even later also you can go and claim, and a lot of girls might not be knowing that.
Yeah, Ashish, what happened in 2005, some amendments happened in this Hindu Succession Act, right? So due to which there were some misconfusion. I learned a new word. I tried to implement it and I got confused.
Messed up. Okay.
Yeah. So basically, I'll just use a simple word. So some people just misinterpreted it, and they thought that it is applicable. It happened like that. The people, for the girls whose fathers were alive after 2005, it is applicable to those only. And for the girls and for women whose fathers are not alive before 2005, then it is not applicable. But Supreme Court later on, like in the
clarified,
after 2015, somewhere in this latest 5-6 years, in this latest 5 to 6 years, they cleared that basically there is one word. I am just forgetting the word.
We are going to put it on screen, don't worry.
I'm just forgetting. I'm trying to recollect the word. That
forget
a
about
girl,
the word.
A girl, when the moment she gets born, she becomes exactly. I'll search the word. I'll get the word.
Yeah, we can put the word later also. What are you trying to say though?
Then only she becomes, she
eligible.
can claim. Yeah, she becomes eligible and she becomes, that was one word, basically. Proper technical word.
Okay, so Komal is not going to stop unless she finds the word. So we are just going to continue without her.
Co-partner.
Okay.
She becomes a co-partner. I've written over it. So like a daughter becomes the co-partner only at the time only when she gets born. For that, she doesn't need any legal approval. And also she doesn't need that her father is alive or not. She is the equal co-partner as son. Yeah.
Okay.
Like the right over the property.
Great. Thanks to Komal for that exact proper word. Otherwise, you would not have gotten it. Hit like for that. Anyways, other than that, shall we move to the next topic? I think that we have discussed that sufficiently.
Yeah. What do you want me to discuss?
Next topic I'll bring because you have brought 2 different topics.
Yeah.
So I can talk
Don't
about.
Just get into the mic. I can see you getting into the mic.
No. I'm having the headphones now, so I know properly.
Okay,
by the way, just right now, I thought that we need a Jamie for our podcast. You know what is a Jamie? Jamie is basically a person in Joe Rogan's podcast that brings.
Oh, that pulls up the screen and all.
Yeah. Jamie pulls up things. All right. So we need a Jamie for our podcast. But in COVID situation, I think that it is safer to have lesser people. By the way, we are going to get vaccinated pretty soon.
Yeah.
Pretty soon, meaning less than 24 hours. That is why we decided to record it right now because we don't know what's going to happen. So it's better that by the way, we are going to share, don't worry.
Yeah, we're going to make a vlog out of it. What's it?
Komal is amazing at making vlogs. People love Komal's vlogs. Thank God that I never tried making vlogs.
I don't know. They're like, your teeth are coming out on the screen. Please keep it away.
Yeah, you please keep your face away from the screen, man. What the hell? Who keeps his or her screen like
No, like you can't be like this every time, right? Sometimes you are like, I want to relax my arm. Yeah. And I want to keep it like this.
Yeah, enjoy my teeth. Sorry, teeth is not actually plural.
Exactly. Yeah, I noticed that.
Okay, anyways. So, shall we get into the communism topic that we missed out, I think, in the last podcast itself? We planned to talk about it, and then I guess we talked about shorts and things like that, and then we missed about it, right? So I want to give you a brief idea of how communism was born. The fun fact is that the person who gave the idea of communism, his name was Karl Marx, and that is from where Marxism started. So he gave a beautiful paradise of an idea that this will be a society without any caste, and more interestingly, this will be a society without any cash. Can you imagine a society without a cash? I mean, nothing flowing money like that.
It used to happen in India too, barter system kind of thing.
Yeah, still, for example, Auroville Ashram, where we have been once, you have just seen the outsides, I've seen the insides as well. Yeah. So it is a small community where money does not really exist. Everyone does the work and accordingly everyone gets the reward. Money does not exist. And Gurudwara would be a good example. I think I do not have experience with that, but in Gurudwara people feed others, right? And
that is selfless service.
Yeah, there's not much flow of money over there as well. Yeah. Correct. So that was the idea that the Karl Marx created, right? But the funny fact is that he was not a politician, he was a philosopher. So he just created an idea out of his imagination and people started studying it extensively. The thing that is to be noticed over here, that every country that tried to implement communism turned to be a dictatorship, right? So,
why is it so?
Because there's a power vacuum present over there. So in communism, everyone is to be treated equally. So you are all at the same level. Now, what happens in democracy or most of the hierarchy that we see, there's a triangular kind of thing, right? The power is at the top.
Distributed. It is
Yeah.
distributed.
And the top one will be giving the chain of command to the bottom one, and then to the bottom one, and then to
and there is no single person who's on top.
Correct.
It is
and that changes.
Yeah.
That changes also, right? So if you look at big organizations also, let us take the example of Google only. The CEO keeps on changing, right? Same goes with Apple also. Same goes with BARC. Same goes with ISRO. It's not the same person who is going to stay over there. Today it is Kiran Kumar. Tomorrow it is K7. And it keeps on changing, right? So when in communism, everyone is treated equally. Matter of fact, they go a level crazier that even the houses that they are going to stay in, no one is going to have lavish bungalows and the other peoples are going to have huts over there. Everyone is going to have similar kind of houses and all. But that means that every person is literally equal. And it depends that how much capability you have. So if you have higher physical capability, you are going to be given physical labor. If you're having smart mind and physically not that capable, you are going to be given that kind of work, but pay will be same. So even if you are working harder, you're going to get same amount of pay and everything, and the comforts of life will be equal only. So it is like huge equality thing, but humans do not really work like that.
I got one idea. Why can't someone start an area like Oroville in metro cities also, where things like that will happen, that one ice cream vendor is there.
Correct.
And maybe some other people are there.
I'll tell you why not. Because
and
this
like
whole
a small area, it's just
Correct.
like the way we go into amusement park, the way we can go into this club where people are doing such stuff. It is not like it would be very massive, or it will be it will be spreaded in very massive area. So it would be fun, no? Like to spend one day.
It would be fun, but it cannot be the sole thing running everything. So for example, in Oroville Ashram, you are not going to see anyone splitting atom and creating nuclear energy, right? Because that will require massive amount of people working simultaneously. Lot of resources. Some people will be growing wheat and feeding you guys. Some people will be mining uranium. And some people will be transporting it to you. There will be engineers trained in different domains, and there will be a whole community which is massive. So that is the problem with communism, that it is not actually implemented in big forms. You understand? When it becomes wider and wider, it is not possible to have that. There has to be a chain of command and a hierarchy like that. And that is what we saw in that big countries, especially Russia, that we can talk about over here. Is that initially there were czars. So czars were straight up monarchies. And then there was a Russian Revolution. And the Russian Revolution brought, what is his name? Stalin, no, before Stalin, Lenin. Lenin came before him. And Lenin basically became the next czar. He took over. Matter of fact, things became even worse over there, worse than monarchy. And people were now wondering that, man, czars were much better, right? Now, after that, Stalin came. And the situation were pretty bad. Like in a lot of cases, it is shown that Russian soldiers were actually shot to death if they chose to run away from the battlefield. You understand? Yeah. At the same time, democratic United States, if a soldier has two brothers and all three brothers were in the middle of fight or in war, all of them are soldiers and fighting over there. If two brothers actually die, then the third one has to return back home to serve his mother or father or his parents. So you see, this is what is happening in dictatorship, and this is what is happening in democracy. Yeah. You understand? So a single man is given all the power, then there is going to be always some power, some problem or the other, right? So that is how communism started. And then somewhere around after World War II, Stalin took over. And basically half of the Europe of the Eastern Front was divided into communists, like Poland and all. It all became communist only.
Eastern part, right?
Yeah, Eastern part.
Or Western part?
Eastern part. Western part was divided into France, United States and England.
I think in Russia...
Yeah. If you look at it...
Russia, Western part is Poland and all.
Yeah, if you look at the world map, the right side is Poland. The left side is... all this France and Belgium and all. If
you see from this perception, or if you are standing on the map?
Yeah. See, if you are standing on the map, then it depends on if you are facing towards north or east or west. But if you look at the globe.
Yeah, then on on the east, on the west side, there are Poland and all.
No. Let me bring the globe.
Yeah, let's see.
That is why I brought globe. By the way, there's a fun fact I'm going to tell you.
Wait,
all the flat maps that you see, no?
Look, no. Poland is here and it is west.
Okay, look at it this way. Okay, this is east. All right.
Okay, you're east of India.
Yeah. Okay. According to you, it might be west. All right. It is west of India.
Yeah. I was thinking according to Russian map.
Yeah. I'll tell you another fun fact. So because globe is actually geoid shape, right?
Yeah.
So it is going to be impossible to open it up and create a flat map, right?
Yeah.
Matter of fact, you can cut it out and try. It is never going to happen. So these part of the top part, no, is actually distorted in the maps that you see, no, the flat maps that you see. So Greenland is not as big as it appears because it is way up north. So it is going to spread way too much. It's going to look larger. Understand?
Okay, that's interesting.
Yeah, that is very interesting. So what I was explaining
was
no, keep it here. It is looking good. It gives an idea of what we are talking about.
Yeah.
So like I was saying, that eastern part was gone in the control of Russia, and all this Poland, Ukraine and all, Kazakhstan, this one is Kazakhstan. Yeah.
You can see over here.
They were all part of the communist regime because that is what they did. And ultimately, what happened is that the western part, and Germany, by the way, was divided from center. The Western Germany and the Eastern Germany, they called it Eastern Bloc and Western Bloc.
Okay.
So Western part was flourishing a lot because the democratics were spreading a lot of money. Everyone was treated equally. They were growing a lot. But the Eastern part, it was terrible to stay over there. And because of that, what happened, a lot of people from Eastern Front started to migrate towards the Western, to the point that the Eastern part did not have sufficient labor.
Yeah, you told me that people started jumping off the wall.
And you know what they did? The Russians did? They created a wall in the middle of Germany. And now nobody can move.
Russian?
Yeah, they created a wall.
How
Okay.
can they come and...
This is their part. So they are going to create their rules that nobody is going to leave from now on.
Yeah.
You were over here, you're going to stay over here. So at that point only, I think President of United States said that democracy is not perfect, but we never had to build a wall to keep our people in. You understand? So that is the first time where you can see a clear flaw in communism, clear-cut flaw in communism. You understand? And then what happened is the disintegration of USSR. Cold Wars, and the USSR disintegrated, I think, in 1991. And that is where the creation of Poland, and there was what was his name? After Stalin, Nikita Khrushchev came, and then I'm forgetting that gentleman's name. I'll put it over here. And that was the person who actually started proper elections. So before all of this Cold War and all, they were like fixed elections, and there were a lot of voting. There were a lot of if someone puts the vote forcibly or something, what do you call? There's a particular term for that, but you understand the voting and all were not actually legitimate, right? And that one person, I'm going to put the name over here.
To say.
I don't know either. Maybe I'm going to put that over here as well, because it is podcast. It has to be on point, on spot.
Okay.
So that person actually, for the first time, let people have their own voting and proper voting. And that was the beginning of disintegration of USSR. But that was a good person, I think. He was the first person from Russia who was a world leader who did something good. And I'm really sorry that I'm forgetting the name, but
it's okay. Let's come to the topic.
Let's come back to the topic.
Putin, he's so fit.
So after that, sorry?
I just thought that you just ended up things abruptly. Maybe I can cover it up by saying that Putin is so muscular and so fit. We can talk about prime minister and presidents of different countries who are fit and not fit.
That is one thing that I admire the most about Russia. The leader of Russia is so physically fit, man.
Exactly.
Tremendous shape. There's no other world leader who is so physically fit. He plays ice hockey. He rides horses. He shoots.
I covered it up nicely.
Yeah. And he tosses people in judo classes. And it's not just like, a lot of people says that it is all fixed, which I will agree with personally. But the person is able to do that, man. Imagine Joe Biden tossing a person in judo class. Well, I can imagine that, and maybe that will happen. But still, it is going to be very rare to find people throughout the world who are so old, beyond 60, and still able to do that. Exactly. So in that case, it is really admirable. He looks handsome as well. When he wears coat and all, it's not like his tummy is out. He's freaking the most handsome world leader in this world.
That's nice, Ashish.
Okay, and part of the reason why it is so, so that people understand that Putin is all fine, all good. Nothing is going to happen to him health-wise and all.
Yeah, maybe. You never know. Like some COVID happened to people also
yes,
who were athletes.
Definitely, marathon runners.
So we can't say anything.
Yeah, but he's having less chances.
Yeah, that we can say.
Okay. Do you have any questions, ma'am?
Yeah, I don't know, like you just mentioned the fact that we are getting vaccinated. So the thing is that I'm getting panicked a lot.
Don't worry much. Much won't happen.
Also, I was just pondering over the fact that how much you are into the history now.
Yeah, so
everything, like in every podcast, you'll take the name of Hitler, Stalin.
I did not take the name of Hitler today.
Like maybe like in alternate basis, you can say now it has reduced maybe because of my sayings again and again.
Yeah, the same reason I stopped taking the name of Joe Rogan, but I did today, so I'll have to put a leash to that.
Yeah.
So basically, I was studying rocket science. And in rocket science, I came backward what was the origin of rocket science. And I came to von Braun and the V2 rocket. And all I did is just move backward with that. What was the history of that? And then I got into the whole World War II. And then World War II is connected to World War I. So I got into World War I. And then you'll find out that it is Napoleonic Wars, which is also having some connections over there. And then I got into that, American Revolution is having some connection with that as well. American Civil War is having pure connection with Napoleonic Wars. So you move backward. And the pure reason why I do it is because as a speaker, most of the time you can justify almost anything with history. Yes. Everything has a base in history only. So you bring any topic, most of the time it will be, for example, if you start talking about AI, it will be difficult to connect it with World War I or World War II. But most of the topic, especially when it comes to how humans behave and all, it is most likely going to be justified by that only.
Yes. So basically, I can remember you researching on topics like Fukushima incidents and Kalpana Chawla. Yeah. I remember you started it out for your members, for your YouTube channel members, and then you automatically landed up in the history of World War I and II.
Oh yeah. And, I don't even remember that it started like that.
No, it started like that only. All remember right. you were interested in Japan, Fukushima incident, and then you came to know about this World War, that there is some linking, that Hiroshima Nagasaki attack. Yeah. Right. So then you came to know that why things happened. Then you entered into history. Then you got an inclination towards the history. Now I know.
No, I always had some inclination towards history.
But so, I think that gave a boost.
Yeah. So especially because of, I think, Assassin's Creed, because Assassin's Creed is big time history people's paradise, because the Assassin's Creed 2 was based in the Renaissance in France. Then Assassin's Creed 3 was in Rome during the same time. No, Assassin's Creed 3 was in American Revolution time. Brotherhood was around the same time. And later on, you see Assassin's Creed Unity was in French Revolution. So, and this Assassin's Creed, the one established in London, it was during the Industrial Revolution. So it was mainly because of video games that I got into that. And I'm pretty sure that there are a lot of people who got into history because of video games like that.
I don't know. You can comment it down in the comment section and can let us know.
By the way, sorry for me fixing my hair all the time because it is getting super long.
No, Ashish wants attention on his
All right, Komal.
I could also notice that what is the thing with your hair, Ashish, it is growing tremendously.
It is getting in my way, you see. It is covering my eyes.
Yeah.
So it is at a point where I cannot tie it, and I unfortunately washed my hair today only. So it was a problem in the reunion also.
Yeah. I'm seeing Ashish like this. Otherwise, every now and then he'll come up in front of me with a cap.
Yeah.
Written flawless over it.
This one. People know about it already. Flawless one.
I gifted that to you.
Yeah.
Matter of fact.
This is flawless. Matter of fact, I'm going to wear it right now. Komal, have you come up with a number? Because I'm going to give 2 into that number as a discount.
Yeah, I've come with that number. That is 5.
That's too low. No, Komal, you gotta be better than that. These are our honest followers.
Like, is that for? I just thought it's for everyone.
No.
I gave my number. Now you can't give me judgments that everything is right and everything is wrong and nothing is black and white.
Here's the thing. I'll give you proper numbers that have already gone out. Let me go ahead.
If you wanted things to be like this, then why did you ask me?
Okay. One thing I'm going to say. The YouTube people, the common YouTube Torq 4712 and all got 10%. Okay. Instagram people got 15%.
Okay.
Torq Fire audience should get higher. So tell me.
20?
20. That means 40% off.
No, like 10 and then 20% discount. So I'll give a number of 10. You multiply it by 2 and we'll be giving them 20% discount.
All right. The generosity of Torq says over here that I'm going to give you 25%. Okay. 5% higher.
God, I'm sounding so mean.
No. I was honestly.
You made me sound like I'm so mean and I'm so.
No, it makes sense because the money is going to, honestly, yes, Komal is co-founder, but all the money goes in my pocket. Okay, so obviously Komal is thinking in that direction that maybe I should not steal money from Ashish, but Ashish loves Torq Fire audience. All right, so 25% it is.
Yeah, that's up to you. Like I just gave the number, which is fine to me, which is decent enough. But rest is up to you.
Yeah. Honestly, if you would have said 40, I would have given that.
No. You want that?
Maybe next time you should think about it.
But you just DM me on Instagram and then next time I can play the same game and then we can make it to the same number which you want.
Maybe you can share it with your audience, right? You start your own business. Okay, this much you saved. How about you give me 30% commission? Okay. No, but next time expect the unexpected because I'm going to pull the leg in the different direction.
So next time I'm going to say it in the way that the number which they have given me, I would make it like that it become the same number which my followers has given me.
All right, great. But the better suggestion from my side would be expect the unexpected, ma'am.
Always, that's what life is.
All right, great. At least you have come to an agreement with that. Let me explain a little bit about the Master Communicator course. So Art of Speaking course is huge. It is 1 month long and it is already booked for the next 2 months. So a lot of people have to wait for a long duration. A lot of people don't want to go for a 4,000 rupees investment. They want to test the waters of Torq seminars. So this is a 4-hour session. The fees is kept pretty low. It is only 700. For some of you who might be thinking that it is huge, attend the class and you are going to say that it's nothing Torq. All right. And the coupon code will be down in the description box. Like I said, only for people who have reached the end. So you will be knowing how to claim your reward and you can go and register. The class is going to be on 30th of June this month. And we are going to work on your speaking skills. And it is going to be a live interactive session. So I can monitor you personally. It is a good chill time. And I think the best thing would be that you get access to the Art of Speaking community. And today only 3 people from the last month's Master Communicator were present in the Art of Speaking reunion because I want you to get an idea, participate over there, speak up, because beyond that, these fees and all, I honestly do forget about it because the month that I'm teaching right now, they basically registered 2 months ago or something like that. So how it actually goes is that I want to find people who want to improve their personality and these fees are just to keep the wheel rolling. So if you want to improve your confidence, your speaking skill and all those good stuff, then link will be down in the description box. Komal Taya, you have to add something?
Yeah, like basically you have seen the improvement in my confidence, in my style since the last 5-6 podcasts. So basically I took the course of Ashish, which is Art of Speaking.
You were in Master Communicator also, right? You were in Master Communicator also.
Yeah, I was in that too.
And you're going to be in advanced level speaking also.
Basically I was in the all courses which Ashish provides. So I could see the improvement. I worked on everything he mentioned, and this is not something I'm saying because I know Ashish on personal level and because I want to make his sales. But the thing is that you can see the improvements from the past podcast and in the current podcast. So Ashish basically is gonna give you some tip and and tricks so that you can work, and how you can improve on your fluency, maybe your vocabulary, and different techniques which comes to basically art of speaking. That's why we call it art of speaking, not only speaking, because there is some art involved in it, and you can only get to know when you enroll in the course, and that's how you're gonna go excel the art of speaking, I guess.
Great. I like the change in amplitude of your voice. Great job.
Thank you.
That's about it, guys. We are going to end the Torq Fire podcast over here. We are going to create some snippets and behind the scenes for the members. Yeah, there's some membership also going on. We recently started for art of speaking. So we are going to just put it down in the description box if you're interested.
Can you explain more about the membership?
Some behind the scenes, I'm going to give at least 10 minutes of content.
For Torq Fire followers, is it?
For all, actually it is united on our website, right? So I'm going to members, basically, like I said, reunion access members also get. So if I look at the highest level of privilege is given to members only. So members get access to everything, art of speaking. They get monthly discount in any course that they want to take part in. Basically, Bhavya, Jaideep and Achal, they were all members. And what I did is that the monthly amount that they pay, which is currently 500, but earlier it used to be divided into 3 segments. I just removed that full amount from the course cost, right? So basically being a member helps you in that as well. Members get discount in members are highest level. All right. So they get access to reunions and everything over there. Yeah. But now I'm thinking that we are going to create somewhere around 10 minutes of discussion, few personal things that maybe we cannot talk publicly about. So we can share those things after every podcast, somewhere around 10 minutes or so that they get something special. They get access to a platform, they get reunions and all. So it is good. It is a close contact with few people, right?
Yeah.
That's what we want. But we are going to put it in the description box if you're interested. Let us know. It's as simple as that. All right. Anything else? Last words, Komal Taya?
We'll see you in the behind the scenes.
And thank you for your support, guys. Put your topics down in the comment section so that we can cover next. In the next one, Komal literally has hundreds of topics right now, and she can talk about a lot of things, but we also want to know what topics you are interested in. Let us know what was the favorite part of the podcast for you in this one. That will give us a feedback as well.
Yeah, and the 2 topics which we have written over here, we have not discussed it because one we have to make a research on it, and the second one we could have discussed it, but I don't know, maybe we just went with the flow.
Name the topic. No, maybe they can.
Does religion unite or divide? Okay, basically we're gonna there is one segment which I'm starting from now. It just hit my mind that I'm gonna come with new topic at the end of the podcast, of each podcast. So I'm gonna name the topic and you're gonna tell me whether you are interested in that topic or not.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah, so does religion unite or divide?
This was question which was asked in Miss Diva, so that I just picked that question up from there, but it is good topic, I guess.
Yeah, so there will be a comment by Komal saying that I like the last topic, please bring it up in the next one, and if we get sufficient amount of likes,
I'm gonna name this segment too. I'm gonna come with some creative name.
All right, great. That's about it, Komal. We are going to end it. We had a great time, ladies and gentlemen. Always we have had great time in Torq Fire podcast, and I'm pretty sure that you are having a great time with it as well. We are going to bring it again next week as well. Don't worry, because Komal's hard work and hard duty is almost over. The last month was super heavy, but still we managed to come up with 2 podcasts, right?
It literally took a toll on me, basically.
Yeah, Komal is going to get famous pretty soon, guys. So please watch out. A lot of agencies are snipping.
Me, please.
lot of agencies are looking at her, so please be ready for that. But I'm going to force her to keep on doing Torq Fire podcast. Don't worry about that as well.
Yes, okay. We both basically, not only Ashish.
All right. Yeah, today's podcast was more of forced by you. So you basically said that we want to do it today only.
Yeah.
So it was from your direction.
Yeah.
So
I took a stand that I want to do it today only because I don't know, because we just booked the slot, the vaccination slot at the same time. We got the same slot on the same day, and I don't know that maybe for the next 2-3 days how the reaction will be of vaccine. Maybe we'll getting some symptoms and all. So I just thought that it will be delayed if symptoms hit us. Then better is to do it today only.
All right. Great. So you can thank Komal for this one. In the last one, I could see Bhavishri thanking me because I post to make the podcast over there. But this one, all the credit goes to Miss Komal Taya.
Yes, Bhavya, now you have to thank me.
All right. That's about it. Everyone, see you next time. Till then, bye.
Bye. Take care and